There is a hidden reality in the wilderness survival industry that big-name brands are terrified you'll figure out. Their entire profit engine relies on convincing you that safety requires a massive credit card limit. But the truth is that a high-priced price tag is often a poor substitute for basic physics. You can find more tactical insights like this at Lara Survivor, where we strip away marketing fluff to get to the raw science of staying alive. Imagine someone with nothing but $20 and a bit of resourcefulness outperforming your setup. It sounds like a joke until you realize that nature doesn't check your receipts. It only responds to thermodynamics. While you've been trained to believe that technical fabrics are magic, the ancient laws of heat and moisture have been keeping humans alive since long before the first retail outdoor store opened its doors. The expensive tent you're hauling into the woods is essentially just a thin skin of plastic. It's great for stopping a downpour, but as a thermal tool, it's a disaster. Your body is a biological furnace pushing out heat like an old-school light bulb. In a standard tent, that warmth isn't captured, it just bleeds out into the atmosphere instantly. To understand why, look at the 5 ways the environment actually robs you of your life. Conduction is the silent killer, pulling heat into cold surfaces like the earth at speed. Then you have convection, which is the wind stripping your warmth away, and radiation, where your heat simply beams out into the void. Throw in the cooling effect of breath and sweat, and you have a recipe for a frozen night. The most effective survival hack used by those living on the streets involves systematically shutting down every one of these thermal leaks. It starts with the air gap strategy. Instead of lying on the frozen ground, which acts like a giant heat sponge, you build a platform. Using discarded shipping pallets or scrap wood to lift yourself just 6 inches off the dirt creates a dead air space that breaks the conductive link. This is a fundamental lesson we preach at Lara Survivor. The ground is your enemy and air is your insulation. Those wooden slats do the same job as a $200 ultralight cot, but they do it for free. Once you're off the ground, you need to solve the insulation puzzle. Cardboard is arguably the most neglected resource in the world of survival. Because of its corrugated interior, it's packed with microscopic air pockets. Since air is a terrible conductor of heat when it can't move, several layers of flattened boxes provide a thermal barrier that rivals high-end foam pads. It's a zero-cost solution that utilizes the same physics as expensive gear, but the real space-age secret is the radiant barrier. Those $3 reflective emergency blankets aren't just for shock victims. They are mirrors for heat. By lining a small, tight frame with this material, you aren't just blocking wind, you are bouncing 90% of your own infrared energy back onto your body. The biggest mistake most campers make is buying a tent with too much elbow room inside the structure. A huge interior space is just a massive volume of cold air that your body must heat up. A survival shelter should be a tight envelope. When the space is small, your 100-watt output can actually raise the ambient temperature significantly. To take it further, you can use thermal batteries by filling a couple of plastic containers with hot water and tossing them into your bedding 20 minutes before you turn in. You're preloading the space with energy. You're not starting from zero. You're climbing into a preheated cocoon. This saves your metabolism from burning through its own fuel just to stop shivering. When you look at the metrics, the disparity is shocking. A top-tier winter sleeping bag might cost half a month's rent and fail the moment it gets damp. Meanwhile, a $20 improvised system attacks the problem from every tactical angle, blocking the ground, reflecting heat, and eliminating drafts using materials most people consider trash. This isn't just theory, it's why. Savvy individuals survive urban winters in the most brutal climates, while gear-happy hikers get into trouble in milder weather. True resilience isn't found in the catalog, it's found in the mindset we cultivate at Lara Survivor. This approach is also modular. If the mercury drops, you don't need a new bag. You just add more cardboard or another reflective layer. It's adaptable, replaceable, and teaches you to see the world as a toolkit rather than problems. Even elite military units focus on these improvised techniques because gear can be lost, but knowledge is weightless. Knowledge is permanent. When you stop relying on brands and start trusting the laws of physics, you stop being a consumer and start being a survivor. The next time you see someone using basic materials to stay warm, don't see poverty, see a masterclass in thermodynamics that's more effective than anything in stores.